Your inner being has been focused with you, flowing with you, thinking about you, listening to you, and offering impulses and suggestions and soothing for as long as you've been in this physical body. But the difference that has happened today is that you have comprehended what your awareness of your inner being means. And most important, you now have a definitive way of measuring moment by moment whether you are in alignment with that or not, which means we haven't projected these vibrations to Esther before, so give her a moment to find the analogy or the words, which means that the leverage that we've been talking about, the leverage of non-physical alignment that we've been talking about, is so much more pronounced now than it has been before, that you can expect, you use a word quantum leap, and we've never encouraged it, but you can expect meaningful advances on things that matter most to you in a way that you have not experienced before. In other words, this is a time that we want to encourage your heightened expectation, but not to the point that you allow yourself disappointment. Can you feel the fine line? It's like Jerry's piping in. He's got the best analogy. He thinks it's the appropriate time for it. Put your basket out there far enough that it thrills you when you make it, but not so far that you can't make it. Good analogy. You want to do whatever you can to keep the disappointment factor down and whatever you can to keep the satisfaction factor up. It really is as simple as that. So if you've been listening to us for a while and you've been seeing us talking or heard us talking about the emotional scale, and with elation and love and appreciation all the way into that good feeling place, and depression and grief all the way in that bad feeling place, and right there smack dab in the middle of that emotional scale, if you want to take a look, it's in the Ask and It Is Given book, is satisfaction. It says contentment, but we mean the same thing by it, which means that that really is the tipping point. That really is the tipping point. So often when you think of, I'm so disappointed, well, you can't find the other end of that. There's too much diversity in the vibrational variance. Or when you think of being unhappy and you want to be happy, it's too much of a leap. But more and more, as you just ask yourself the simple question, is this thought that I'm thinking satisfying or not? And you develop an aptitude to know the difference. Then what will happen as you lean satisfying, it will pick up speed to the point that you'll be able to make this equation and this relationship in emotions within yourself. And this is what we wish for all of you. We would like you to ask, am I satisfied or am I grieving? Well, it's a lot easier for you to find satisfaction on that end of the scale than it is the things that you think are the opposite of grieving. So if you reach for satisfaction, you're going to find it. I'm either disappointed or I'm satisfied. Just let satisfaction be the whole other end of this scale just for a little while. Am I confused or am I satisfied? Just let satisfaction be what you're reaching for rather than clarity. Just satisfied. And what's going to happen to you, you're going to discover that you're having many more satisfying moments in time than you have been noticing. And by activating them, by consciously giving your attention to them, all you have to do is get into satisfaction, and you've opened yourself wholly to the current and energy of your inner being. Can you sort of get that? Which means points of clarity will begin to flow to you, and the momentum of that positive energy will come on faster than it ever has before. This is a way for you to clean up your vibrational variance. It's a way to tune yourself to the frequency of your inner being more consciously. So not only will you be improving your relationship between where you are and where you're wanting to be in terms of manifestations, you will be more joyful moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. And we just want to say that when you hang around in an attitude of satisfaction, the universe knocks itself out to show you more and more and more and more to be satisfied about. It's like sneaking in the back door. It's like making an end run around something. So as you leave here today, and we are way over time, We want to say to you, if we were standing in your physical shoes, there'd be two things that we'd be doing every day: meditating and paying attention to our satisfaction level. And then just be the witness of what you've already put in the vortex, of the work that you've already done.